Why are you so lazy? Not because you are weak, not because you are broken, and not because you don't have potential. You are lazy because somewhere along the way you stopped demanding more from yourself. You stopped challenging your comfort. You started negotiating with excuses instead of commanding your future. Laziness is not a personality trait. It is a habit, and habits can be destroyed the moment you decide that your life deserves more than comfort. Let me tell you something most people will never admit to you. Motivation does not come before action. Action comes first. Energy follows movement. Confidence follows effort. Clarity follows commitment. But lazy minds wait. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect time, the perfect sign. And while they wait, life passes them by. You wake up tired not because you didn't sleep enough, but because you are not excited enough. You scroll, you delay, you overthink, you promise yourself tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into months, then years. And one day you look in the mirror and ask yourself where the time went. It went to comfort, it went to distraction, it went to laziness disguised as rest. Rest is earned, comfort is dangerous. And laziness is expensive. It costs you your dreams. It costs you your self-respect. It costs you the version of yourself you were supposed to become. You were not born to barely survive. You were not created to live a small, quiet, forgettable life. There's something inside you that wants more. You feel it when you listen to motivational videos. You feel it late at night when you imagine a better life. You feel it when you see someone else winning. And it hurts a little. Because deep down, you know that could have been you. That knowing is not enough. Wanting is not enough. Watching is not enough. You must move. Lazy people ask, what if it doesn't work? Driven people ask, what if I don't try? Lazy people wait for permission. Driven people give themselves a command. Lazy people focus on how hard it is. Driven people focus on how necessary it is. Discipline is not about punishment. Discipline is about self-respect. It is about deciding that your future matters more than your current comfort. It is about showing up even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. You don't need more talent. You don't need more resources. You don't need more time. You need higher standards. You need to stop accepting days where nothing moves forward. You need to stop calling laziness being tired when deep down, you just didn't push. You are tired because you are living below your potential. The body gets energized when the mind is inspired. The soul wakes up when purpose is clear. The moment you decide, I'm done wasting my life, something shifts. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. And right now, your habits are voting for a future you don't actually want. Change the vote. Change the routine. Change the identity. Stop saying I'll try. Try is weak language. Try leaves room for quitting. Decide, commit, execute. Every day you delay, someone else with less talent than you is winning because they showed up. Every day you hesitate, life moves on without you. Time does not wait for confidence. Time rewards action. Do the hard thing early. Wake up earlier. Move your body. Focus your mind. Attack the task you keep avoiding. That task is the doorway to your next level. Laziness avoids discomfort. Growth demands it. You don't need to feel ready. You need to be willing. Willing to be uncomfortable. Willing to be tired. Willing to be misunderstood. Willing to fail forward. Your future self is watching you right now. And the question is simple. Are you becoming someone they will thank or someone they will resent? You cannot build a powerful life with a lazy mindset. You cannot expect extraordinary results from ordinary effort. You cannot pray for a harvest you refuse to plant. Get up. Get focused. Serious. This is your life. And no one is coming to save you. Let's get brutally honest for a moment. Laziness is comfortable, but comfort is stealing your life. Every time you choose ease over effort, you train your mind to quit. Every time you avoid the hard thing, you make it harder the next time. This is how potential dies quietly. Not with failure, but with neglect. You don't lack motivation, you lack meaning. When something truly matters, you find a way. When it doesn't, you find an excuse. And excuses feel safe, but they poison ambition. They sound logical, they sound reasonable. But deep down, you know the truth. You know when you are lying to yourself. You say you are waiting for confidence, but confidence is built through helping yourself keep promises. You say you are waiting for clarity, but clarity comes after you start moving. You say you are waiting for the right moment, but there is no perfect moment. There is only now, and now is slipping away. Look at your habits. They tell the real story. Your daily actions are a vote for the life you will live. If you keep voting for distraction, you get regret. If you keep voting for discipline, you get freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is doing what matters, even when you don't feel like it. Stop romanticizing laziness. Rest without purpose turns into weakness. Comfort without challenge turns into boredom. And boredom turns into self-doubt. That's why lazy people feel anxious. Their soul knows they are wasting their gifts. You are not meant to live on autopilot. You were meant to be intentional, to wake up with urgency, to move with purpose, to end the day knowing you did something that mattered. Success is not a miracle, it is a pattern. Wake up, show up, push through resistance, repeat. Over time, discipline becomes identity. And once discipline becomes identity, laziness no longer fits who you are. Stop asking how long it will take. Ask how committed you are willing to be. Stop asking if it will be easy. Ask if it will be worth it. Because the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. You don't need to transform your whole life today. You need to win the next decision, the next hour, the next action. Momentum is built by small, consistent acts of courage. Your mind will beg you to stop. It will remind you of comfort. It will whisper that you can do it later. But later is the most dangerous word in the language of dreams. Later kills more goals than failure ever will. Push when you don't feel like it. That is where growth lies. Show up when no one is clapping. That is where character is built. Do the work even when results are invisible. That is where trust in yourself is formed. Hard days are not signs to quit. They are signs you are leveling up. Resistance means you are close. Pressure means you are changing. And change always feels uncomfortable before it feels powerful. You must decide who you are becoming. Not tomorrow. Today. A disciplined person or a distracted one, a builder or a dreamer who never acts, a leader of your own life or a follower of your moods. Your energy follows your standards. Raise your standards and your behavior will rise to meet them. Decide that lazy days are no longer acceptable. Decide that progress is mandatory. Decide that your life deserves effort. No one owes you motivation. No one owes you success. No one owes you belief. You earn belief by proving to yourself day after day that you do what you say you will do. This is not about working all the time. This is about working on what matters. This is about alignment. This is about respect for your time, your talent, your future. Stand up mentally. Take ownership. Cut the excuses. And move. Because the world does not reward intentions, it rewards execution. And your time is now. Let me remind you of something important. The version of you that you admire, the disciplined, confident, unstoppable version is not a different person. It is you minus the excuses, minus the procrastination, minus the fear disguised as comfort. That version is built through daily decisions, not dramatic moments. You don't wake up one day suddenly motivated. You wake up one day disciplined enough that motivation is no longer required, and discipline is not something you wait for. It is something you practice, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Your emotions are not in charge, your habits are. If you let feelings decide your actions, you will live a small life. Feelings change. Purpose does not. Commitment does not. Standards do not. Lazy days feel harmless, but they compound. One skipped workout becomes a week. One delayed task becomes a missed opportunity. One excuse becomes an identity. And before you know it, you're no longer fighting laziness, you're defending it. Stop defending what is destroying you. You don't need external pressure. You need internal authority. You need to become the kind of person who does not negotiate with weakness. The kind of person who says, I do this because this is who I am. Successful people don't have more willpower. They have fewer decisions. They decide once, then build systems that support that decision. They remove distractions. They control their environment. They protect their focus like their future depends on it, because it does. You say you want success, but do your daily actions agree with you? You say you want change, but do your habits support it? The truth is revealed in repetition, not in words. Laziness thrives in chaos. Discipline thrives in structure. Create a routine that forces progress even on low energy days. You don't need to feel inspired to follow a routine. You just follow it. Stop waiting to feel like it. You will never feel like it. Growth requires doing things you don't feel like doing. That is the price of becoming uncommon. Your mind will resist change because comfort feels safe. But comfort is not safe. Comfort is where dreams suffocate. Comfort is where regret grows quietly. You are stronger than you think, but you will never discover your strength if you keep choosing easy. Strength is revealed under resistance. Confidence is built through completion. Pride comes from effort. Finish what you start, even when it's messy, even when it's hard, even when no one notices. Especially then. Your future is built by boring consistency, not bursts of motivation. Show up again and again and again. On days you win. On days you struggle. On days you doubt yourself. You don't rise by luck. You rise by standards. Decide that quitting is no longer an option. Decide that progress is your minimum requirement. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Stay in your lane. Focus on your pace. Consistency will outrun talent every time. If you feel stuck, it's not because you're incapable. It's because you haven't demanded enough from yourself. Raise the bar. Your potential will rise to meet it. This is your wake-up call. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, get uncomfortable on purpose. Do the thing you're avoiding. Become the person your excuses are afraid of. Because once you conquer laziness, everything else becomes possible. And the moment you move, everything changes. You have to understand this clearly. Laziness is not the enemy. Indecision is. The moment you decide, energy shows up. Strength shows up. Courage shows up. But when you hesitate, your mind fills the space with doubt. And doubt drains you faster than hard work ever will. You are not overwhelmed because you are doing too much. You are overwhelmed because you are doing too little of what actually matters. Scattered effort creates exhaustion. Focused effort creates momentum. Stop starting your days without intention. Stop letting your phone decide your mood. Stop letting distractions steal hours you will never get back. Time is the most honest mirror. It reflects exactly what you value. If you truly valued your future, your habits would show. You don't need a new life. You need new rules. Rules about when you wake up. Rules about what you tolerate. Rules about how you speak to yourself. Lazy minds speak softly and kindly to excuses. Strong minds speak firmly and clearly to action. Your self-talk is either building you or breaking you. If you keep telling yourself you're tired, you will be tired. If you keep telling yourself it's hard, it will feel impossible. Change the language and you change the experience. You are not here to be average. Average is crowded. Comfortable is crowded. Excuses are crowded. Greatness is lonely at first. Discipline is lonely at first. Growth feels isolating because most people quit before they get there. Be willing to walk alone for a while. No one sees the early mornings. No one applauds the quiet discipline. No one notices the sacrifices you make in silence. But one day, everyone sees the results. And by then, you won't need their approval. Stop chasing motivation. Build discipline. Motivation fades. Discipline carries you through fatigue, doubt, boredom, and fear. You don't need to feel powerful to act powerful. You act powerful, and the feeling follows. Action always comes first. Train yourself to start immediately, not perfectly. Immediately. The longer you wait, the heavier the task becomes. Start messy, start tired, start unsure, but start. Every action you take is a signal to your brain about who you are. Act like a disciplined person long enough, and discipline becomes natural. Act lazy long enough, and laziness feels normal. Normal is dangerous if it's below your potential. You are one decision away from momentum, one habit away from confidence, one disciplined season away from a completely different life. Stop saying one day. Say day one. You don't need permission to change. You don't need approval to grow. You don't need validation to work hard. You owe it to yourself. This life is your responsibility, not your parents', not society's, not circumstances. Yours. When things get hard, don't ask why it's happening to you. Ask what it's building in you. Pressure creates strength. Resistance creates resilience. Challenge creates character. You were built for more than comfort. You were built for contribution, for impact, for growth. Stand up in your own mind. Draw a line and decide that laziness no longer controls your life. Because the moment you take ownership, excuses lose their power. And when excuses die, greatness begins.